Will the Jets add a wide receiver by the name of Dontayvion? Well, let's talk about it. My name is Frankie from Flatbush. This is FSPN. Yep, you found it. It's the best place for Jets talk anywhere on the internet. Or so I believe. And we need to talk about Dontayvion Wicks. Now, this man is a wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers. I know all about those Green Bay Packers because I, along with many other folks, am a shareholder of said Green Bay Packers. Now, why is this man being made available? Who is he? There's a lot of rumors and a lot of reports that he's one of a couple of wide receivers that we're looking at, and here's some of that. But you may not have, out of all these people that we're looking at, you may not be as familiar with Mr. Wicks. So let's go ahead and take a look. So as you can see here now, he doesn't have tremendous production. This is a man who is behind several of their other wide receivers, so hasn't gotten a great chance to be featured in the offense. But nonetheless, in his short, small sample sizes, he's put up decent numbers: 581 yards, 415, 332. Yards per reception, 14.9, 10.6, 11.1. 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns. So this has been a kind of a role player for the Packers. Now, what is the problem? Well, this year here, he had a drop rate of 11.8%. That's no good. But his other 2 years, he was just fine, 5.2, 4.3, keeping in mind the average is about 5. So he had one outlier year. Otherwise, he's okay. But they just have, even with the departure of Romeo Dobbs, they just have a lot of wide receivers. They have a log jam there. And so this young man, only 24 years old, hasn't really gotten a full shot at getting a lot of targets. Now you might say, well, what are the PFF grades? Because after all, production's one thing, but what if he grades out terrible, Frankie? Well, all right. Here's his grades. Last year, 70.2. Above average. The year he had all the dropsies, he was still above average. Actually, in the system we just did for talent, this would be a red chipper. This would be a orange chip year and then a red chipper again. So 2 out of 3 years he's played in the NFL, he would be considered a red chipper in our little system that we use, the blue chip system. And so the grades are good. The production's okay if a small sample size. Well, what's the problem? Well, part of the problem is this contractual situation. Now, the contract is not a big problem, but he is starting to get expensive for them. Cap hit is almost $4 million. And while that's not a lot, certainly for someone that you're not using that much, you might want to move on from him. And now the other thing is, this is the last year of said contract. So the choice is, do you want to use him for one more year in limited capacity, or do you want to trade him? Because a lot of other teams, including the Jets, are going to say, wow, this guy has some potential. If he was given more of an opportunity, he would put up more production. And at this price, we can afford that. And so we would like to trade for him. And from the Packer perspective, do you want to trade him now and get some draft capital to restock and replenish, or not? And I'm pretty sure that this is a guy that the Jets have their eye on because, he fits what they want. He's going to be 25 years old only. If the Jets got him, I would think they would want to do a 2-year extension with him. Get him in the fold, make him wide receiver 3 next to G-Dubs and AD. And, then you go into the draft, get one more, and now your room is looking pretty good. But it's all about the value that you would want to get if you were the Packers trying to manage that. I think this is a guy that the best kind of way this would make sense, in my opinion, is where you have a trade for a draft pick, but the pick, if he plays more than expected or hits certain milestones, that pick becomes better. So maybe you trade him for a sixth, that becomes a fifth, plus maybe a seventh next year, something like that. Figuring out the value of this guy is kind of tough because from a team trading for him perspective, you'd say, well, this is a rental of a guy who doesn't have tremendous production. Sure, he's cheap, but he doesn't have a lot of production. He's a one-year rental, even though in the back of our minds we want to extend him. And maybe the way that this deal gets done is we tell the Packers, look, we'll improve the offer if you grant us permission to talk to the agent to see if we could hammer out an extension that Dontayvion would be happy with. And if so, then our draft offer becomes better because they get a better deal, and then we get the player, and we already know in advance he's going to sign an extension with us that makes him more valuable to us. So that could be something that is holding up this deal, or it could be a situation where simply if he plays more and does more, then the pick becomes better. So a sixth becomes a fifth, something like that. That gives protection to the Packers that way. But I think this would be, out of all the guys that are being mentioned, some of them have injury concerns like Rashad Bateman and some of these other people. But this kid, he fits the age profile. He fits the sort of level of wide receiver that we would want. And while his production isn't going to knock your socks off, all we really want to have him be is wide receiver 3 behind Garrett and AD, and then gives us even more flexibility come the draft. Then pick 16 could be a wide receiver or something else, depending on what's sitting there waiting for us. Whereas right now, in our current state of roster, 16 pretty much has to be a wide receiver. You never know. I could be wrong, but the way I see it right now, unless we pick up one of these guys, BTJ or Dontayvion or somebody like that, then that 16th pick has got to be a wide receiver because you need 3 good wide receivers in the modern day NFL. They say you're only as good as your third receiver. And so you need at least 3 who are at least kind of functional. Excuse me. So that's where we are. Dontayvion Wicks, that's who he is. That's his stats. That's his PFF grade. That's his contract. That's where we are. And we'll see what happens in the next week or two. We should have an answer on this within the next couple of weeks. Backup quarterback, and are we able to add another wide receiver before the draft? Next couple of weeks after the guys get back from the owners' meetings, they'll do all their meetings there in Jersey. And at some point in time, they'll come to the realization, after they do all the draft stuff and they get a good feel for that, do we need to add anything else? Do we need to get aggressive to get BTJ, Dontayvion, or whoever it is that is our target? We should have that answer within the next couple of weeks because then the draft is coming up in about 3 weeks. All right, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're new. We'd love to have you. And feel free to share this video with someone you know and say, hey, Frankie's got something to say. You might want to check out some of his videos and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, just give a like, thumbs up to the video. That lets YouTube know this is the type of content you want. So it would help me out very much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.